Novak Djokovic lost to Jannik Sinner at the Australian Open, while Carlos Alcaraz only reached the quarter-finals before being well beaten by Alexander Zverev. Serena Williams' former coach, Renee Stubbs, believes Jannik Sinner is better than Carlos Alcaraz and could be the next Novak Djokovic after winning the Australian Open. The world number 3 beat Djokovic in Melbourne on course to his first Grand Slam title after coming from 2 sets down in the final against Daniil Medvedev. Sinner, 22, has more recently won the ABN AMRO Open in Rotterdam as the top seed. He also passed 200 wins during that tournament, becoming the first player born in the 2000s to achieve that feat. Alcaraz, 20, alternatively played at the Argentina Open but lost as the top seed in the semifinals to Nicolas Jarry. Then, he pulled out of the Rio Open after spraining his ankle last week. As the 2 most recent Grand Slam champions not named Djokovic, the comparisons between the 2 are inevitable. But for Stubbs, one is currently better than the other. When you think about if you had to put money on a player doing better in their career over the next decade between Sinner and Alcaraz, I'd put it on Sinner, she said during the latest episode of Racket's Renee Stubbs tennis podcast. I think he's physically better. I think he has more game. I actually think he's a better all-round player at the moment. The biggest issue with Alcaraz is his serve. It doesn't get him enough free points. Jannik has a huge serve. Stubbs continued to explain. I think Alcaraz plays a little bit too defensively on certain surfaces. I think he's attackable to a forehand on a fast court, running to his forehand. If you compare Sinner and Alcaraz off their weakness, for me, Jannik has fewer weaknesses. I think that Sinner has more upside than Alcaraz. Focusing on the Italian, she continued, I think he can get better at hitting the drop shot, which he is doing. He is implementing that forehand drop shot, which is great. It even won him a couple of really big points against Alex de Minaur in the ABN AMRO Open final, who is arguably the best mover in tennis. He hit that a couple of times against him on some big points, and a couple of break points.